What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. Missed y'all genuinely. Been a couple of days, so I've been, contemplating dropping another video. So here it is. Definitely gonna be talking about the current state of the Lakers, where we're at right now, where we might be going this summer, and also what we're doing in the buyout market or lack thereof, as well as this upcoming schedule. We're gonna break down a couple of things. So hang tight, guys. This is gonna be the video for you guys. If you need your Lakers fix right now, I got you guys. I hear you, and I'm here for you. Christian, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Welcome to the live chat. All right. So let's start with the rumor of the week. We got boy Malik Monk. No, actually, I'm sorry. Let's start with the whole Dennis Schroeder unlikely to be bought out by the Rockets and Goran Dragic being signed by the Brooklyn Nets. As far as the Lakers in the buyout market being active, we have not been active, or if we have, nothing has come to fruition on that. So that's the unfortunate part. We haven't signed anybody. We remain with the same roster. Last I checked, Kent Bazemore and DeAndre Jordan still have jobs, not just in the Lakers, but in the NBA. I know, right? Crazy. But I do want to talk about it because, the lack of moves, it could be a bad thing, but it could also be a good thing. For example, we're just starting to gel right before the All-Star break. Let's hope that intensity continues to translate over to the basketball court, man. Hey, what's up, Daniel? What's up? What's up, Laker girl? How y'all doing? Welcome. So obviously we missed out on Tristan Thompson, who signed with the Bulls, I believe, right? Goran Dragic just went to the Nets. Not that they needed another guard, but just to keep him away from the competition, I guess. And now we're hearing Dennis Schroeder won't even get bought out, which I'm fine with. I never wanted him back in the first place. What's up, Bridget? So if the Lakers make no moves as we currently are, obviously Anthony Davis being out and all that does impact the Lakers. Now, I heard Willie Cauley-Stein is about to sign with somebody. I didn't really read into it. But Lakers continue to whiff on potential chances. What's up, Johnny? So that does have me a little bit disappointed, right? Like, why haven't the Lakers made a single move? I don't know. Maybe this drama's consuming them. Maybe they feel like we're good. We're going to stand pat as we are. We're trying to build chemistry, whatever the case may be. But I am a little bit disappointed we haven't made a single move, and everybody else has been catching these free agents, right, that have been bought out, and the Lakers are still remain in ground zero. We haven't taken off. What's up, T? Good to see you. What's up, Tasia? So that part so far, post All-Star break, that's when most of the free agents start getting picked up, and the Lakers, again, nothing. What do I expect us to do? Honestly, at this rate, they might just stand pat. I'd be shocked. Look, Dennis Smith Jr. has just been bought out. I've always liked him, but we have plenty of guards. So the theme this year for us has been guard heavy. I wouldn't be shocked if they go with another guard like Dennis Smith, to be honest with you, because we have not attempted to sign bigs like Willie Cauley-Stein, DeMarcus Cousins, and now Tristan Thompson when they've become available, which I've been begging for. And again, everything we've done has just been guards and wings. So on that front, do you guys have anybody you would like to see the Lakers sign or give a shot to? Because personally, I don't see anybody in the market as of right now. Like I said, the main pieces already got taken off the market. So that's disappointing. He said, we have to re-sign Malik Monk this offseason. I'm about to get right into that, man. He said, I saw Trevor Lane was saying that Malik Monk's brother was saying he hopes to stay a Laker forever. Yes, he does. As a matter of fact, let me jump into that one. He said, I would grab Dennis Smith Jr. for Bazemore. So would I. Honestly, I don't understand what we're still doing with Kent Bazemore. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Now, all right, let's hop into the Malik Monk rumor. Obviously, we know he loves LA. We love Malik Monk. Recently been quoted as the saying, I'd be lying if I said I didn't look into my future with anything, right? He said, I love it here. I'd love to play here again, man, but you never know what's going to happen with the NBA. He said, you never know what happens. It's a business at the end of the day, but I definitely love to play here, but I don't know. It's hard to call the future. Malik Monk, end quote, right? So what he's saying is, of course, he'd love to come back. We're one of the teams that have allowed him to play with full freedom since he came into the NBA, since his Kentucky days. So, of course, there's mutual interest there. However, y'all have to remember, man, the Lakers, we got extremely lucky that nobody else saw the potential. Why? I don't know why they hire these NBA scouts. If you don't see potential in a player like Malik Monk, even I said whoever signed him this offseason would be lucky, right? And I'm just a diehard fan. So check this out. we signed him to a 1 year, 1.789 mil this off season, man. And he's averaged 13 points, shooting 47% from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 assists so far. And his best effort actually came in December, right, where he was averaging 16.8 points, shooting 48% from the field, man, and 43% from beyond the arc, which is huge for us Lakers, who have struggled finding consistent shooters the last couple of seasons. So obviously this kid he just turned 24. He has the world of talent. He could very well be that player we could hold on to him and build with. They're talking about we don't have youth. And I'm going to get into the draft picks and all that because people are giving out misleading information, talking about the Lakers are doomed. They don't have any draft picks, blah, 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 blah. Not true at all, right? But I do hope we do sign Malik Monk. We have to find a way. Maybe we convince him to take a 1-year deal, and then when LeBron opts out and other players opt out, we'll have more cap space. Obviously, when we get rid of Russell Westbrook's contract, it becomes a lot more realistic to re-sign Malik Monk long-term, right? But look, I'm going to say this. Whatever happens with Malik, man, he's always going to be one of my favorite young players in the league. Been that since Kentucky. So I wish him the best, and I hope that we get to keep him here and enjoy that talent for years to come because we could really use that skill set, right? A scoring combo guard, comes off the bench or starts, whatever you need, and has been pretty efficient all year long. So contrary to what casuals will tell you that he doesn't show up in big games, he's had plenty of big games. However, there's a contrast to that whole Malik Monk situation. I believe if I'm Rob Pelinka and I'm sitting in that power chair, if I do lose Malik Monk, as hard as that's going to be and as talented as he is, I'm not going to lose that much sleep. I'll tell you why. Now, obviously, I want him. I'm not saying I don't want him. But realistically speaking, any other team could offer him 10 mil plus next season, and we would probably lose him, right? He's not going to take a 1-year deal, 5 mil, unless he really sees a future with us and us giving him a bigger contract later, like a backdoor deal or something like that. But the reason why I feel Rob Pelinka won't lose any sleep, because remember, we still have a very talented young prospect by the name of Austin Reeves who can step in and start at that shooting guard position. And, of course, he's not as gifted athletically or even offensively as Malik Monk. However, defensively, the kid has a world of talent. His basketball IQ is extremely high. And I think that would be, plan B for the Lakers this offseason. If we lose Malik Monk, then you do have Austin Reeves there. And let's not forget about THT, who's been playing a lot better post All-Star break. So, you got to be happy that we do have options. I hope we keep Malik. For me, depth is everything. It gives us more flexibility, whether we hold on to him or trade him later down the road. But it's just another asset, right? And to be determined, though, this summer is going to tell a lot about where we're going in the future. And again, stay tuned because we're going to talk about how many draft picks we have, what years, what pick swaps, and all that. I want to break it all down. That's all being clarified. Compliments of Silver Screen and Roll. So if you guys haven't checked out their website, they basically clarify exactly what picks we have, what pick swaps, what years, and all that good stuff. But I will break it down. Now, my boy said, have you seen LeBron and MJ? Oh, yeah. I mean, game recognized, game 2 of the GOATs, showing love to each other. I got no problem with that, man. I'm not going to sit here and create all these theories about who's going where and what. I mean, that's down the road. We still got the rest of the season to play. We left off on a high note, so let's hope we can come back on a high note. And then on top of that, LeBron's still under contract next season. So I think this offseason is going to be very telling whether Rob Pelinka goes into the offseason aggressive, looking to improve the roster, or is he going to use next season as a, your move, LeBron. We did all we could. Like, I'm very curious to see what route. Is it going to be a power struggle type move from Rob versus Clutch and LeBron, or is it going to be, all right, this might be your last year here, so let's maximize, the winning ability. Remember, a lot of people don't know this, but they think we only have one draft pick to trade. No, we got plenty. It's just we have to wait after this offseason to be able to potentially move another first-round pick, right, due to the rules in the new CBA. So a lot of things to listen. This summer is going to tell us everything we need to know about Rob Pelinka versus LeBron and Clutch relationship. All right, some of these may be rumors. Recently, Clutch came out and denied that he said any of the negative stuff about Rob and about them being mad at Rob for not trading for John Wall. So it's hearsay at this point, all right? And you guys know we're the Lakers' biggest brand and probably not just in basketball, but one of the biggest brands in sports. So we're always at the forefront of news, whether it be positive news and we're doing good, or when we're doing bad, they try to kick us while we're down and compound that and add to it, right? But I will say this: I'm taking this as a 1 year at a time type thing. I'm not going to start. A lot of fans are starting to plan way ahead, and we really don't know what's going to happen this summer. Imagine, and I'm not predicting this, but just imagine we go out and we trade for Damian Lillard. Then everybody's going to be quiet. All right. And even if we do that and we compete for another title, it still doesn't promise that LeBron will stay here because, like he said, he wants to play with his son. He's already buttering up Sam Presti, who has all those draft picks. And this is a power move to try to get his son into the league because maybe without that, maybe he would struggle or be a journeyman or a G League player. We don't know. There's still plenty of time for Bronny James to develop. So all of this can play a factor into it. But at the end of the day, the Lakers have to operate from a team first perspective moving forward, in my opinion, which means, yes, if we can get better and get a super dynamic player like Damian Lillard or maybe somebody else, then okay, then that'd be worth giving up the picks. But if we can't, we're not going to go and trade our first round pick and maybe 2019's first round pick for a Band-Aid type player just to appease Clutch. That's not going to happen here, man. We're the Lakers. It's always the brand before the player, man. It's always been like that. You know, people might not like it, but I said it from the moment LeBron landed. Love the acquisition. Welcome home, King. However, remember this. Always a name on the front, bro. So I just, that's all I want to say about that situation. And I'm excited to still have LeBron here. He's still playing at an MVP level, right? We don't know if we can make a run towards the play and maybe even better, but I'm enjoying watching high level basketball for now. And then whatever the future holds, we'll go from there. You guys know I'm here to break it down for you guys, 24/7, 365 days a year. Even in the summer, we drop in videos. So keep it locked for that. All right, moving on to the next topic. We talked about Monk, right? We talked about the buyout market and how dry it's been for the Lakers. Now I want to talk about what draft picks we have and all that good stuff, right? That's what I really want to talk about because people think we don't have any draft picks. Well, we do. All right, we don't have any draft picks in 2022, but remember, we got Austin Reeves via NBA. I guess it was like having a pick, but it wasn't because he forewent a bunch of workouts. As a result, he didn't get drafted. Lakers picking him up as an undrafted free agent, right? But Austin Reeves has a world of talent. He's definitely good enough to have been a second round pick, maybe even a late first. That's how good he is. Now, at times, man, he looks like a lottery pick. No cap. All right. This is taking all the bias aside. Just as an NBA fan, he's not rattled. He's hit two game winners, game go-ahead buckets. All right. One recently before the NBA All-Star break and one versus Dallas in overtime. So the kid is clutch. We know that. Right. But like I said, there's many ways to continue to make this team better. So I do want to talk about what draft picks we do have. All right. So no draft picks as of right now. Never know. Rob Pelinka might make a move in the summer to acquire a second-round pick, maybe cash considerations. Who knows? But no draft picks in 2022. 2023, we have a first-round pick swap option, which means that New Orleans has the right to swap that 2023 pick with theirs. So let's just say for some reason we struggle or doomsday scenario. LeBron asks out, we trade him, we start struggling, we become a lottery team. We got a higher pick than the Pelicans, so the Pelicans then will swap our pick for theirs and get the higher pick, whichever one's best from the two. So, but we still have a first-round pick in 2023 regardless, whether it's ours or the Pelicans via swap. We also have our second-round pick, and we have Chicago's second-round pick. All right, so we traded for that one. And then in 2024, we have potentially a first-round pick, but the Pelicans have the right to either take this one in 2024, whichever one they feel is better. So if we end up in the lottery, they're going to probably take the 2024 pick, and then as a result, we'll have the 2025 pick. Or they can let us rock. Let's just say, obviously, we still did okay, and then we'll keep the 2024 pick, and by default, we owe them the 2025 pick. So they have to be strategic about it. Regardless, we're getting one of those two picks. We don't have our second-round pick. It's owed to Memphis that year, right? And so on and so forth. Again, 2025, vice versa. But we do have our second-round pick in 2025. Now, 2026 is where it gets interesting because we do have our first-round pick. We have no clue. I don't even care about how we're going to look that far down the road as of right now. But we do have our own pick, and we have a second-round pick that we owe to Cleveland. So we don't have a second-round pick, actually. And then 2027, we have our own pick again, and we have a second round pick. 2028, we have our own pick and our own second round pick. And was that second round pick owned? I guess we got Washington's second round pick. So we got 2 second round picks in 2028. 2029, we have our own first round pick and our second round pick. So contrary to what the popular belief is that we have no draft picks, we have plenty of draft picks. It's just the next 3 years or so, we're in flux, depending on where we end up and which one the Pelicans want from us. So essentially, we don't have this year's 2022, and we don't have either 2024 or the 2025 first round pick. So that's it, right? So people out here panicking like the world's going to end. You don't have any draft picks. LeBron took everything, blah, 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 blah. It's just simply not true. Okay, we got plenty of draft picks. All right. He said, Dan, your critique the other day regarding LeBron James was very, very polite. Thanks for your restraint. I wouldn't say that. Now, I like I said, and I appreciate the comment, bro, and the donation as well. But I will say this: everybody takes a slice of the pie. I'm just not one to just have tunnel vision and point it at one person. That's just not how it goes. People wanted me to destroy Rob Pelinka, and even though I'm not happy with what he did, before the trade deadline and what he's done so far in the buyout market so far, I'm not happy about that. But do I still think he can turn it around this summer, or maybe even beyond that? Sure, I do. I've already seen him and Magic together with Genie construct a championship team, as well as Clutch, who had a big part in that because we got free agents from Clutch, guys like KCP and guys like that help the team out, right? Obviously, LeBron recruiting helps tremendously. So when they all get some of the praise, they all have to get some of the blame as well for adding Russell Westbrook, including myself, who I wanted Russ, thinking he will leave the ego at the door. So that's okay, though. We got to move forward as a unit and hopefully still compete this year and next year. All right. We can't just give up and say, oh, now we're just going to wait till LeBron's contract runs up and just mail it in. That's not what I'm asking for as a Laker fan. I still want us to be competitive and all that. However, we got to walk a fine line between being competitive and mortgaging everything and overpaying for certain players like John Wall. I don't want to overpay for that. He said, Dan, Pelinka sucks this current season. He said, starting trading for Westbrook. He said, when he got some other deals that can work better second on the trade deadline, he should make a move for Westbrook. I get you, Hector. Listen, but again, Rob Pelinka, this is a part that goes under a lot of people's radar. Rob Pelinka actually wanted to trade for Buddy Hield, which a lot of Laker fans wanted. Myself, I'm not a huge Buddy Hield fan, but I do believe now, looking back at it, that he would have had a better fit on this team than Russell Westbrook, clearly because he can shoot and Russ can't. That simple. Now, this is why I don't blame him fully, right? If this would have been his call fully only, and LeBron wasn't rumored to have wanted his good old buddy, old pal, Russell Westbrook, then okay, then it would have been fully on the front office. But we got to be objective about this whole situation. Yes, like I said, I've been hard on Pelinka lately, especially because he didn't fire Frank Vogel and all that stuff. But we have to factor that Clutch currently has a grip on the Lakers organization as well, because you don't want to sour that relationship while they have so much control over free agents and all this. However, if push comes to shove and they just want to take too much of a power surge on this franchise, then the relationship will have to get soured. And it is what it is, But we're trying to do this as best as possible. And I think the media is having a field day with the Lakers, which they usually do. If there's a little bit of turmoil, the media will take off running with it, man. Like Reggie Bush in his USC days. They'll run past the end zone. So we as fans have to be very calm and take this information with grains of salt. And of course, I've given you guys my opinions along the way, but I don't want to overreact one way or the other. For all we know, Lakers could come out this summer swinging for the fences and maximizing LeBron James' final year here potentially, right? So this summer will be very telling about that relationship, like I said, and I look forward to it. Oh, are we going to have content on this channel? Yes, we are. Plenty to talk about this summer, especially depending on each move that gets made gradually as we continue to progress towards next season. So I look forward to that, man. But right now, the task at hand for us Laker fans, just focus on this season, hope for the best, expect the worst, because it's been a tragic season. That's just the honest truth. And we haven't even got better as far as buyout market or trades. So my expectations are a lot lower than they were to start the season. I had us at championship contention, potentially, if everything clicked, but it never did. If anything, we got worse. Injuries factored into it. Coaching was trash. Front office didn't do enough during the trade deadline, and so on and so forth. So they're basically going to feast on us, which we deserve. Honestly, the front office deserves all this criticism and everything because, yes, like you said, they made mistakes along the way. However, let's not overreact and throw them to the wolves just yet. Let's see what happens this summer and moving forward, and then we can react more accordingly. Because look, yesterday Clutch was mad at the Lakers. Today, Rich Paul comes out and says that's not true at all. So one day at a time, baby. Let's not let them jerk us around. Ozzy said, I would love some of these UCLA or USC players on the Lakers. Big fan of these UCLA players, man. I agree with you. But remember, we have to be very strategic. This summer, we don't have a draft pick. Rob Pelinka has still got Austin Reeves out of that with no draft picks. So can the Lakers do something? Potentially so. Maybe somebody can slip through the cracks, go undrafted, or the Lakers could come up with a backdoor deal with one of these younger players so that they miss a bunch of workouts and the Lakers end up giving them a two-way contract or better. So I think it bodes well for the Lakers, the way they've operated the G League, the South Bay Lakers, giving players plenty of opportunities to shine, and as well the way we've drafted. And with great summer league play from Austin Reeves, he got rewarded with an actual contract. So they're going to look at that, and I think a lot of young players are going to be like lining up to come to the Lakers program, right? Starting with South Bay potentially, and so on and so forth. You said Rich Paul is a good liar? Could be. I'm always going to side with the Lakers no matter what. All right, put it like that. Like, Rich Paul has been great for us while LeBron has been here. We've been able to land free agents we usually don't have a shot at because they're clutch clients, right? But it always happens like this. There's always drama in La La Land, all right? It happened before between Jerry West and the Buss family. It's happening now with Clutch in the Buss family again, and Rob Pelinka. It's happened before, even between Magic and Rob. For some reason, when there's such a prestigious franchise on the line, there's always going to be a power struggle. If it was up to LeBron and Clutch, they would just buy out the Buss family outright and just run the team themselves. Trust me, they would. But the team ain't for sale, man. And that's just the way it's going to be. So let's just take, again, one game at a time, man, because I'm looking forward to Friday. All right, now, I do want to talk a little bit about the Lakers schedule coming up as well, because I think it's very intriguing. Now, people say we have the hardest schedule to end. I agree. It's very hard. However, Clippers just lost Norman Powell, who they just traded for, and they still beat us even before they acquired him. So we need a win Friday, all right? I'm going to be really pissed. I don't care. No excuses. AD, no LeBron, whoever doesn't play, doesn't matter. We need to win that game Friday, and then Sunday we play the Pelicans. Also need to win that game. However, they did just acquire CJ McCollum, so it might be a little harder. Still no excuses. We still should be the better team on paper. We got to come together. If we play as hard as we played the Jazz, we should come up with 2 victories right there, back-to-back, Friday and Sunday. Then Tuesday, we play the Mavericks. Now, we know the Mavericks with Luka, they're starting to kick it into high gear. At March, they're probably going to be in tip-top shape as far as their chemistry and their ability to click as a unit. That's going to be a tough game as well. And then we play March 3rd, we play the Clippers again. All those have to be wins. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's before we play the Warriors, which could potentially be another loss Saturday, March 5th. However, we almost had them, guys. So that's the encouraging thing before we play Spurs, the Rockets, the Wizards, and the Suns. There's a lot of winnable games there. However, this all season long, that has been the theme. Winnable games we've been losing. So let's hope we don't continue more of that, because then, all hope for even the play-in is going to be off. And you listen, at this point, I'm not even expecting the championship. What I do want to see is us at least make the play-in tournament and make it competitive. All right. If we get into the playoffs, past the play-in, and we get AD back healthy by then, maybe potentially Kendrick Nunn, who's rumored to come back around March, end of March, next month. Maybe we'll have some magic brewing in the air. Remember this, people forget, we were struggling before we hit the bubble. Nobody had us as a championship favorite. Nobody. Matter of fact, first round opponent we had, Portland, Dame was going off. Let's not forget the Suns were going off as well. And all this stuff was happening where there were every single playoff round, Chuck or some analyst would say the Lakers are about to get eliminated. And the Lakers still overcame that. So you just never know. If we're healthy with AD and LeBron, anything's possible, but I'm not holding my breath for that shit. That's all I'm going to say. I've gotten my heart broken enough this season to where I could just sit back and just, see what results come out. Of course, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat during close games like I always am and all that, and excited when we win. But championship aspirations have went down tremendously for us Laker fans. We hope for it, but we don't expect it at this point. And that's kind of sad because, we're a fan base that always expects championships, man. Anze Life, my boy, what's up? He said, I would love to see this team under a different coach and after unloading some dead wood like Kent Bazemore, Ariza, etc. That's a great point. I think a lot of fans in LA would love to see this team at max strength. But doesn't it feel like every year we have one player that holds us back? It feels that way. Last year was Andre Drummond and Dennis Schroeder. This year is Kent Bazemore and DeAndre Jordan and Russ. It's like, bro, why can't we ever get a team that just feels like whoever you plug in is just going to work? I don't know, man. It's always been like that historically, even dating back to our championship years, But that's why one of my favorite championship teams was that 09, 010. No, even before that, the 08, 09 season when we beat the Magic, that team was damn near perfect. I mean, we had the bench mob with Sasha, Jordan Farmar, Shannon the Cannon Brown. Trevor Ariza was there, like Pau Gasol, Lamar. That team was beautiful, and there wasn't a lot of dead weight. I would love for us, like my boy right here, Anze Life said, to come back next season with a lot of that dead weight off of the roster, and hopefully just a bunch of players you just plug in and work. This year, we got a lot of nice talent, man. We got Melo out here hooping, especially home court version when we play at home. Home court Melo shows up. Malik Monk's been phenomenal. Dwight hasn't got enough time to shine, but we know what he can be when he does get those consistent minutes. I think Avery Bradley was great earlier on the season. He's kind of slowed down recently, but we've had plenty of good talent here. There's always that one player that when you plug him in as a Laker fan, you go, uh-oh, here comes this guy again to ruin it, So that's been the unfortunate part. He said, Dan, why DJ Ellington and Bazemore still on a roster? Why? He said, we don't bring all of the young legs from the G League. Please give us thoughts. I think a lot of that is on the coaching. We brought young talent from the G League, but Frank Vogel wouldn't even play it. Like, even when we were injured, we had a chance to see guys from the G League, and it wasn't until we got blown up by 30 or 40 that Rob would put him in for like the last 2 minutes. So that kind of answers your question right there. Now, as far as why we have dead weight on the roster, I don't know, but it always happens like almost every year. Historically, me, 20 plus years as a Laker fan, I've always seen that the Lakers have that one player, that Slava Medvedenko, or, the Luke Walton. Even though Luke had some nice passes defensively, he was getting exposed consistently. People forget that and all that. So there was always like a player that you were like, no, don't put him in, coach. It felt like a liability. So I really dream of the day we don't have those type of players anymore on the roster. My boy said, we will win on Friday. I got a Rams shirt coming. Hey, that's what's up, my boy. Let's get this dub. And congratulations on your Rams shirt. Listen, we still out here celebrating. I'm happy about that. That has really lightened my blow as a Laker fan. Having another LA team win a championship really helps me just stay as optimistic as I possibly can about the Lakers moving forward. Because, man, I know we're going to rise again. We're struggling. But I would have been extra depressed had my Rams lost. And then I still got to deal with a lot of these crappy rumors that are going on right now and us losing consistently to teams we should be beating. So he said, honestly, though, who really thought DeAndre Jordan was going to be any more than he's been? He said he was done before we got him. Bazemore does surprise me. Me too, man. DeAndre Jordan, to be straightly clear, I didn't want him. I was like, okay, we got him. Hopefully he gives us at least some Tyson Chandler type effectiveness, but he hasn't even been able to do that. Like, Tyson Chandler at least had one game-winning block the season we got him, right? Something. But yeah, I didn't have many expectations. Some fans were telling me I was crazy, that this guy was a beast. I was like, have y'all watched him the last couple of years? He's really slowed down. Injuries have plagued him as well, and Brooklyn didn't want him for a reason. So that's unfortunate that we ended up getting a dead weight, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. He said, I'm so sad, Dan. I feel like AD doesn't have any joints in his body. He has been extremely injury prone throughout his career. I personally feel bad for the guy, man, because we know what a beast he can be when he's healthy, and he sometimes shows it to us in spurts. But then I don't know if he's just trying to be cautious with his body or why at times it doesn't look like he tries. Maybe that's why. Maybe he doesn't want to get injured. So Yeah, I just feel for the guy, man. I really do. This guy is easily, when he tries and he's healthy, he's easily one of the top centers, if not the top center or big man in the league. So um, that's just unfortunate. He hasn't consistently been able to put it together, you know? He said Jerry West been dissing the Lakers. That's unfortunate, man. I don't like to hear any ex-Laker legends come out and diss us, man. That's unfortunate for both parties, right? It's not a good look for Jerry. Personally, I think he's a classy guy. I will always have love and respect for what he did for the Lakers, bringing Kobe Bryant. Real Laker fans don't forget the history, man. We're not going to live in the moment and start trashing him, calling him old man and stuff because he's currently not happy with this franchise. But I will say he has to tread very carefully because he could end up damaging his reputation. I think in the eyes of a lot of fans, he already did. And there might be no way back. You know, I would love for Jerry to eventually come back in some capacity as a Laker, and for us to honor him. So that's the unfortunate part, man. Appreciate you, big baby. Thank you, bro. He said, Dan, LeBron fans forgot Lakers have won rings long before he signed with them. We will be back with or without. That's true. Listen, it's this simple, and it's not to hurt any LeBron fans' ego or nothing, but it's simple, man. Lakers are the biggest brand in basketball. Even LeBron knew that. That's why he made his choice to come here from Cleveland. Don't you think? Don't think it was just the weather or his family. It's the Lakers brand, and he chose wisely because had he went to the Clippers, he still wouldn't have a championship ring. I promise you that. The Clippers will never win a championship ring. Ask Kawhi Leonard, who thought he was going to get an easy one by having Paul George join him and Serge Ibaka and all these guys. So he picked the right choice. But now, you know, LeBron fans do have to respect our legacy. We got 17 compared to, you know, LeBron's 4. Come on, man. Always you have to respect those that came before you and the legends, especially that have come through here. And we respect LeBron as well. This is mutual. He said, y'all can keep LeBron. He said, we are good. He can stay there. Thanks. Kelly knows what's up. Now, one thing I will say is LeBron comes with a whole lot of ego. We knew that when we acquired him. We knew he was going to come with strings and all that. It's normal. He has a chain reaction in the NBA, clearly. He pulls a lot of strings with clutch. They have a lot. They have so much power in the NBA that it's almost as bad as tampering if you think about it. That's why a lot of teams hate us. But it's not quite there yet. So they're just using whatever avenues they have, which I think everybody in the league does. I mean, look at the Clippers. They just got Norman Powell, even though he did get injured. You know, I wish him a speedy recovery, but they got Norman Powell for pennies to the dollar, along with Robert Covington. So if that doesn't tell you that every team pulls whatever strings and whatever cords they have, then I don't know what does. But I can see why Cleveland wouldn't want him back because they're actually, and this is something I talked about before, they're building something without him. And as soon as he gets there, he's going to get all the credit if they win, right? Which he should, because he would be the cherry on top of a cake. But my point is, there's a lot of egos, and sometimes owners want to prove, and fans want to prove they can win without the superstar. Because at some point, this is the problem with a lot of player fans. They give all the praise to the player and no praise to their organization. As you've seen right now, a lot of LeBron fans are trashing my Lakers organization, which they can't. Because if you trash the Lakers, which is the classiest organization out there, then it just makes you look like trash. It's just the bottom line. You know, all these statements about y'all ain't shit without LeBron just ain't true, bro. Unless you were born yesterday, then you don't know your history. But we're the shit with or without LeBron. And that's why he chose us. You know, he doesn't choose shitty franchises. Hence, he didn't go to the Clippers. So, look, at the end of the day, I understand this perspective. As far as, you know, Cleveland fans probably don't want him back because they want to prove they can win without him. They have something nice going over there. You got Darius Garland, first-time All-Star. You got Jared Allen, who I like as a big, very, very much. Obviously, they just drafted my boy from USC, man. Big fan of his. You seen what he did in the All-Star weekend. I mean, boy got a stroker on him. He got a wetter. And then obviously traded for Karis LeVert. They're doing something good over there. And I'm not sure what the draft situation looks like, but they're doing great. So I can see why Kelly would say we don't want him, right? But this is why LeBron's very intelligent. He's out here buttering everybody else up. You know, he says Sam Presti with all the draft picks. He's basically positioning his son in a position to succeed like LeVar Ball did with his. So you can't even hate on a man for that, right? Fans were mad about that. I'm like, who cares? Like, if he wants to go to OKC to play with his son, hey, man, I wish him the best. It'll be interesting to watch that dynamic. And it's all good for basketball. But you know where my loyalty stays, man. I'm right here in LA. I'm always gonna be here. So every diehard Laker fan feels the same way as I do. So, wish him the best, but it's always Lakers first. Kelly says he was the man in my city for the weekend, but he's not coming back home without a huge fight. LeBron is a media whore. Please believe he will stay there. Well, whatever. Listen, Kelly, as much control as he has over the NBA, he doesn't have that control over the Lakers. If he stays here, it's going to be because of the good faith of Jeannie Buss, and she wants to give him a farewell tour, just like she did Kobe. I think winning another championship before his contract ends will go a long way to helping him retire here. Because if the relationship continues to sour up, like the rumors say, then it could be an ugly divorce, just like it was for Dan Gilbert and the Cavs the first time he left you guys. So it could end up being just like that. I hope it is not. I prefer the latter. I would rather win another championship with him, praise him as he goes, and move on to the next chapter in a nice, peaceful manner. But it could very well escalate the opposite way. A lot of it is going to depend on Clutch and LeBron as well. They have to cooperate with us so we can cooperate with them. So I look forward to the future. It could get messy. It could get messy as soon as the summer. Imagine this would look ugly, but it could happen. Rob Pelinka decides he doesn't want to trade no more draft picks. He gave up too much already, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking. We come out in the summer, we say, we'll make minor trades for you, LeBron, but we're probably going to wait for Russell Westbrook's contract to expire. He was your buddy. You wanted him here. Deal with it, right? LeBron gets frustrated with the Lakers, request a trade. That could happen, but that would be the only way I can really see the Lakers trading LeBron, where we usually don't do this unless he comes out and just completely insults Genie or something crazy happens, which I doubt. LeBron is all class. But something crazy happens, then okay. But other than that, I see him playing out his contract. He's never been traded. People have been asking me, Dan, we should trade LeBron. We should trade LeBron. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But he's never been traded for a reason, right? They're going to have a lot of pull in this league for years to come. And ideally, you don't want to sour that up. You want it to end the right way. That way, we don't go against Clutch. They're going to have like half of the league at the end of the day. They're a players type of organization, right? Clutch Sports. So players love signing with them. And as a result, they kind of pull the strings in the background. So look, at the end of the day, guys, I'm excited for our future. I'm a little nervous for the summer, though, because I don't know which direction we might go, right? Again, Rob Pelinka never shows his cards. But I am nervous, excited at the same time. I hope the Lakers can make a postseason run. That would be, I think, best case scenario for us. We want to be entertained. We love winning. And, of course, another championship would be magical. But no, I don't think a single realistic Laker fan expects a championship at this point of the season. But I do look forward to it, guys. And I wish both, well, obviously my Lakers, I wish us the best. Clearly his team first. And LeBron and his beautiful family, wish them the best as well. I have no ill will. There's some Laker fans turning on LeBron and some of LeBron fans clearly turning on us. It shouldn't be that way. We should both be thankful for each other's services. We used each other. That's the truth of the matter, man. Truth of the matter is Lakers used LeBron. We struggled to get free agents before him because we were in disarray. We used him. He helped us recruit, and he used us. He used up our draft picks. He got the players he wanted. He got Carmelo. He got AD. He got Westbrook, etc. KCP. Clutch clients. It's been a beautiful relationship up until now. So there really shouldn't be hatred towards one another. I think ignorance is bliss. We should just embrace each other, and once it's over, then thank you. But we move on with our franchise, man. Our franchise never ends. Unlike LeBron's career, which will eventually come to an end, our franchise will never end. So embrace it, LeBron fans. We're here forever, man. Purple and gold till the casket drops. He said, LeBron delivered a bubble title? Not really, Andrew. A title is a title. It doesn't go up in the rafters wrapped up in a bubble. The Larry O'Brien trophy wasn't any smaller. And matter of fact, if you do your research, a lot of people will tell you that was one of the hardest championships to win. Why? Because they were trapped. There was a lot of built-up, pent-up frustration of being trapped. We know these players like to be free. They like to go out in between games, spend time with their family. It was almost like a jail of some sort, right? They were trapped up in there, and they really couldn't do much outside of playing basketball. So that means everybody was able to bring their A game, no distractions, no fans, no nothing. And everybody got the best of the best from everybody. Think about this: Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell going at each other, dropping 50s and everything. We saw some of the most entertaining basketball during the bubble. So, to the ignorance, that is very blissful, man. I'm sad to see you guys are happy calling it a bubble title. But to the diehards, we know a championship is a championship. Nobody looks back at the Spurs shortened season championship and put an asterisk next to it. It just doesn't work that way. He said, hit the like button and subscribe, y'all. Yes, sir. Appreciate Laker fan. Absolutely. But I'll take any final questions, man. I'm glad we were able to make this video and get all of this stuff out there, man, because it's good to talk about, right? We have the perspective from the media overreacting and having knee-jerk reactions, talking about the Lakers have to trade LeBron and they have to trade AD this summer and blah, 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 Stephen A. and all this. It's like, nah, bro, relax. We'll take it a step at a time. If those players request for a trade, then we'll make it happen. Outside of that, we're going to play our best cards and we're going to try to compete moving forward. You said you had to be mentally and physically strong. Exactly. He said a title's a title, especially given the circumstances. Had any other team won the title, their fans would consider it legit as well. Exactly. Like only haters are calling it a bubble title. We know there's a lot of hate and jealousy towards us, man. That's okay. It comes with the territory of being a successful franchise. You're going to have hate. You're going to have these corny jokes, La Fraud, La Lakers, La GM. When you're a great player as well, it comes with the territory. But you just got to shrug it off, man. And like Jay-Z said, man, kick the dirt off your shoulders. That's it. You're welcome, Kelly. Much love. Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all from all over, the world coming in and chiming in with us Laker fans and connecting, being respectful. That's what it's all about. That's the only environment I ever want to create for this NBA community, especially for my Laker fan base. But, any NBA community, any other fan base is welcome, as long as you guys are respectful, knowledgeable like Kelly. Much love. We need a center like McGee and Howard, only younger. Lakers need a lot of things in a very short period of time left, man. We got 20 plus games left, injuries to deal with, poor rotations. It's been a bad season, realistically. But whatever happens moving forward, we rocking with the roster. If they can bring the same intensity we brought versus Utah and versus the Warriors, I think that can but that can propel us to be the best version of ourselves, whatever that is, whether it's first, second, third round. I'd be dreaming if I didn't tell you. I would imagine if we come back and win a title this season, I think everybody's jaw would just drop to the ground, right? So that would be awesome, but I'm not holding my breath for that. I'm a realistic Laker fan, all right? You said, what do you think about All-Star Weekend? Oh, great question, Reggie, and I'm glad you brought it up because some of you guys wanted me to cover this. Listen, I've lost a lot of interest in All-Star Weekend, especially when there's not a lot of Lakers involved. However, I did watch the All-Star game, and it was phenomenal, especially that fourth quarter. I think they've done a great job of making that competitive. LeBron James hitting the game winner had me pumped, man. That was exciting, because Curry was trying to break the record. He was taking all the shots down the stretch, but LeBron said, give it to me. Cleveland, this one's for you. And he hit that little turnaround jump shot. That was a banger, man. It was really fun to watch that fourth quarter especially. I love Giannis as well because no matter what, a lot of All-Stars are out here, posing on their shot, dancing, and just having a good time, which is cool too. But I definitely respect a player like Giannis who's always playing hard. LeBron the same way. They're consistently, they don't care about the look. I mean, even in the skills challenge, the Giannis brothers were playing hard, man. They weren't trying to look all cute for the cameras, going around the players and shit in slow motion. So I respect that. I respect that about NBA players who always give their heart. And I think this is why Giannis has become one of my favorite players in the league, because he always leaves it all on the floor at all times. LeBron's the same way. There's only a handful of players that play this way and don't try to remix the game of basketball, because a lot of players, they're basically, short from bringing their phone to the court and posing for Snapchat while playing the game because they don't take it serious. And I hate that. It's like, bruh, like you got enough of that off court time. I would love it if the whole All-Star game was as competitive as the fourth quarter. And I get it. Don't want players to get injured and all that, so they don't do it for those reasons. But I definitely respect the fact that Commissioner has now made it really competitive for the fourth quarter, and that was fun, man. We get to see the best players in the world. Well, some of them, because some went missing. AD should have been there. A couple of other players should have been there. But we get to see most of the best players in the world competing at the highest level for one quarter, playing actual defense. That was a blast, man. Blast. And then Curry, man, he was phenomenal. I don't know how he'd be making these shots. Like LeBron said, he's from another planet. This man was out here hitting from the half court like it was nothing. I'm talking shooting the ball, turning around, walking up to the half court, winking at the camera. Imagine how ridiculous he would look if that happened and he missed the shot. So that's impressive to me, man. Do you think we have a puncher's chance at winning in a title? Anytime you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, there's a percentage there. What it is, I have no clue. I would have to see more consistency, which we haven't seen all season long. So, yeah, but I give you a sniper's chance from 1,000 feet away to hit the target, maybe more. And that's really hard to do. But you just never know. What did you think of when the Rams won? Bro, I went crazy. Now, listen, in my family, it's just me and my two brothers are Rams fans. Cousins aren't really Rams fans, not that I know of. My friends were 49ers fans, so it was mainly me and my bro cheering, screaming at the top of our lungs when the Rams won, which feels weird because you got other people in your house just quiet, But listen, I celebrated, man, because it was a blast, and very, very proud of my city and my team, man. And this is only the beginning. Again, remember, you guys already haven't done it. Subscribe to that second channel. I'll be covering Rams football as much as I can next season on that second channel. By the way, I want to pause really quick to thank the sponsor, man. Shout out to Prize Picks, all right? Best daily fantasy sports app out there, man. Check them out. Promo code DTLF. If you guys are first-time depositors, you guys will get 100% match guaranteed. And subscribe to that second channel. I'm giving a lot of Prize Picks content, a lot of tips and stuff to help people win. Some people have won without my tips, so shout out to them. But in any capacity I can help you guys be successful, I'm here for it, man. Here for it. Very excited. Any final questions, guys? It's, again, pleasure as always, man. I missed you guys last couple of days, so I had to make this video. I will see you guys, barring anything crazy happening, any breaking news, I will see you guys on Friday for pregame, phone call Friday and all that good stuff. It was cute, but I'm glad LeBron is at home with you all. Please don't listen to the rumors because LeBron is definitely still a Laker. He is, Kelly, up until the contract ends. That's when it gets interesting. So we got him at least for the rest of this year and next year, and we're going to embrace it. As Laker fans, we want to win. We got one of the best players in the world, and, we're going to love it. He said, I've been flying Rams, Dodgers, and Lakers flags for 3 years in PA. I just changed for new ones. That's what's up, bro. Hey, man, props to you, my boy. Major respect. Anytime you're representing this city in different cities, it makes me even more proud because I'm like, the loyalty is there, even in enemy territories. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you guys are aware anytime I drop the videos. You guys know my videos are always involve the fans because you guys are truly the best, man. You guys make this content even better. So much love to you guys. Shout out to you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Have a great rest of your evening. See you guys Friday for pregame.